on the latest on the Trump-Kim meet. We have some important developments coming in. Here you go.
For both sides to continue meeting. But we've talked about the optimism, some smiles even there between the exchange as these two groups break apart now, how both sides have been quite optimistic and positive about these talks. President Trump has said, look, I hope that we have a terrific relationship. Kim Jong-un also saying we have overcome everything to get to this point, even overcoming the speculation that in fact this summit was going to happen. So there is at least on the surface, that goodwill. Let's bring back Stephen Engel, who is close by to the Capella Hotel right now, and we are expecting some type of announcement coming through potentially here, Steve.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good sign if you're in the camp of hoping for peace, which I think a lot of us are, and that is after the talks, after the working lunch was complete, they came out together, walked through the garden towards the cameras. If there was some ill will or bad blood between these two gentlemen generated over the last few hours of talks, I don't think they would necessarily do that. And they were seen as well shaking hands, chatting quite a bit, and smiling as they, I'm assuming, saying goodbye to each other for now, because Kim Jong-un has said he is heading back to Pyongyang this afternoon. So it looks fairly encouraging, because Donald Trump said a few comments to the press gathered there before moving on fairly quickly, alluding to the fact that the talks had been better than expected and that they were going for a signing right now. Perhaps they're both going, they're not saying goodbye for good, they're going to each other's camps, and then they will meet again, I'm assuming, for some sort of signing of a communique. We don't know what that would include, though.
Right. Trump also saying things are going better than expected. They are going to a signing. No details yet of what that might be just yet. But Steve, are you surprised by just how quickly things have progressed? I mean, we've talked about just how long it took to get to this point, and really these two have met for 3 or 4 hours. I mean, less than 4 hours.
Well, I think they had a lot at stake to make this somewhat of a success. It would not have made any sense, really, to come out, you know, with full guns blazing, if you will, and being really hard on the demands on either side to make this all fall apart. Donald Trump is just coming back from the G7, battered and bruised a bit on the public relations front, as well as having that signing of a communique kind of fall apart. Does he want a similar result here? I doubt it very much, even though there are people who you just saw in the last bit of live video there, John Bolton, who is a bit more of a hawk towards North Korea. However, you know, with Kim Jong-un, he is winning points for his agenda every time we are seeing him smiling with Donald Trump. This is what he has wanted, a legitimacy as an equal with the what arguably is the most powerful person on the planet, at least for now, Donald Trump, the president of the United States. So it's very interesting optics and dynamics, even though this summit has been abbreviated. It's just going to be a one-day affair with the assumption that there will be further meetings. It does not look like there is much ill will between the two gentlemen, at least before the cameras.